What a great song that is. That's a classic. That is George Michael, Freedom. When was the last time that we felt like we lived in a free society? Oh, I'm only here till 12:30. I don't have that kind of time. Hey, but it's been a while, hasn't it? And changes are coming, so we're going to see what 2018 brings. I'm hopeful. I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm hopeful that good things are coming our way. I mean, can it get much crappier? Probably not, right? So let's be hopeful and positive and excited for what is yet to come. You know, we see so many things. Somebody posted online something about having hope. I forget what it was. And then Negative Ned chimed in and Debbie Downer had a couple things to say. And, you know, I do. I get it. Because some people think on purpose and some people let their thoughts run by default. So if you just let your thoughts run rampant and they control you, then yeah, you're going to get caught into the negative mindset, especially if you add a splash of cable TV and some mass media in there, like no wonder. But when you remove yourself from that and start making proactive decisions on how you're thinking, what you're putting in your body, what you're exposing yourself to, then you start to find that hope is easier to acquire. And then you start looking around and seeing all the truths that are coming out. The truths about Hollywood, the truths about the government, the truths about big pharma, about the cures that aren't approved. You know, it just, the food and now the aliens and so much stuff going on in the world that you need to embrace it as, you know, the veil is being lifted. It's like the Wizard of Oz, you know, we're seeing the little guy behind the curtain. And we're seeing that, you know, things aren't always as we've been led to believe. So it's time to be excited about what is to come. You know, I said to my son, I don't know, a couple years ago, I said, do you know what 2018 is? And I was talking personally. And he says, no, what is it? And I said, it's the year of the purge. And it's because this year I would like to really start taking on a minimalistic lifestyle, which means getting rid of a ton of stuff. And considering I do a free clothing drive twice a year, I have a great medium to give this stuff away to people for no charge. So then he looks at me and he's like, oh yeah, and he's thinking like government and, you know, draining the swamp. And I'm like, no, in our house. We're purging in our house. So that's probably the only, because I don't really do New Year's resolutions, probably the only thing that I'm committing to for this year is that I'm going to keep being the awesome person I am. I'm going to keep uplifting and inspiring people because I believe that's my purpose on this planet. But to purge, to live a more minimalistic lifestyle. You know, I have clothes I've had for 10 years and I haven't worn them. You know, what's wrong with this? I have so much stuff that I haven't used. We have this great big house and I don't know what my problem is. You know, I like to keep it. I like to hold on to it just in case that one time I need to steam that one thing. I don't know. Anyways, this year, times are changing and it's going to be different. Lots of stuff going on in the world. Lots of good stuff to be excited about. Remember, you know, we talked about this before. All the stuff that's going on, especially in the States and everything, think of it like cleaning out your closet. You have to make a mess before it gets all organized and put back properly. That's my hopeful thought. Anyway, so good news today. I thought this was a great article to share. This is based on the Good News Network. Now, if you don't already go to that site, I really recommend that you do. It's called thegoodnewsnetwork.org. It's based out of the UK. I have been a subscriber, probably as long as I've been doing this show. So 3 years this month. I've been subscribing. I subscribe $2 a month out of my PayPal account. Not a huge deal, but you know what? They get all those $2, which is not a real word, and they add it all together, and it adds up, right? It'll pay for all their time and their effort and all that other good stuff. So, great article right here. Celebrities that surprised us with generosity and kindness in 2017. While 2016 was one of paying tribute to a dozen A-list celebrities who had passed on to the next life. This year has been one in which a dozen A-list celebrities have fallen from grace. It may seem uncomfortable to admire our favorite celebrities now, but role models in Tinseltown will continue to generously donate millions to causes and also surprise us with their compassion and good nature. So let's look back and gaze up at all the stars who did us proud in 2017. Number 10, Shaq tipped waitress $4,000 because that's what she requested. The 45-year-old retired player appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's show to discuss the unveiling of his new statue outside the Staples Center of Los Angeles, California, when he mentioned his habit of leaving hefty gratitudes for his servers and valets, or tips. Gratuities is actually what the word was. On average, the player tips his valet $300 to show his appreciation. Wow. If he isn't carrying cash when he's passing his valet, he just keeps driving. But Shaq says that is the largest gratuity that he's ever left for a worker was a $4,000 tip that he gave to a waitress. Number 9. Bill Gates pledges fortune to find Alzheimer's cure after a family diagnosis. It's a huge problem, a growing problem, and the scale of the tragedy, even for the people who stay alive, is very high, said Gates. I hope that in the next 10 years we have some powerful drugs, but it's possible that won't be achieved. Right? But hope. He's got hope. So we'll see what happens. See what the fallout is. All you can do is try, right? And with the kind of money that he can invest, they certainly should be able to make some sort of leeway. Number 8. Guy Fieri and Rob Lowe cooked for the firefighters who saved their homes. The celebrity chef and the Parks and Recreation actor live in homes that were dangerously close to the wildfires that raged through California. So as a means of thanking the tireless team of firefighters for working hard to save their communities, Guy Fieri and Rob Lowe both opened their homes and kitchens to the heroes who fought the blaze. Number 7, celebrities sharing embarrassing photos of themselves for Puerto Rico. Most people probably would not willingly share embarrassing photos of their teen years, but during a segment on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, the talk show host and television actor Nick Kroll called on their fellow stars to post pubescent pictures of themselves to social media under the hashtag #PuberMe. Dozens of stars participated in the campaign and raised over $1 million for hurricane relief in Puerto Rico. Additionally, celebrity chef Jose Andres made headlines after he spent 9 straight days cooking up over 45,000 meals for hungry survivors of Hurricane Maria. Wow, so awesome. Number 6, Snoop Dogg surprises Jimmy Kimmel with generous donation for the next kid. Hip-hop artist Snoop Dogg may talk big game, but his most recent gesture of kindness shows off his heart of gold instead. While being interviewed on Jimmy Kimmel Live for his latest album, Never Left, Snoop surprised the talk show host with a massive donation to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, where Jimmy's son receives treatment. Wow, that's awesome. Number 5, celebs join forces to keep promise for Chris Cornell. Though the Soundgarden frontman may be gone, his mission is still being carried out by his fellow celebrities. In honor of Chris Cornell's song that was released to bring awareness to World Refugee Day, A-list stars were spreading the message of the rock star's noble mission. Christian Bale, Josh Brolin, Cher, George Clooney, Ryan Gosling, Tom Hanks, Oscar Isaac, Elton John, Jennifer Lopez, Serge Tankian, and Pharrell Williams collectively created a video advocating for Cornell's humanitarian work under the hashtag #KeepThePromise. Number 4, dog chained up for 15 years finds new home thanks to Ricky Gervais. When Gervais was supposed to be doing an interview with Good Morning America about his latest film, the actor used his platform to make a heartfelt plea for someone to adopt Bear, a sweet pup who had spent most of his life chained up to a doghouse. Hey, that's pretty cool. And of course, people would come in droves, right, to help. That is so awesome. Number 3, Amy Schumer buys bed for worker who let her use bathroom in mattress shop. Cashier Sanguine Lazare was working a shift at the Six Corners mattress firm in Chicago, Illinois, when a female jogger entered the store asking if she could use the bathroom. Lazare granted her permission and didn't think very much of the action until the woman emerged from the restroom and asked which mattress was Lazare's favorite. Oh man, that's pretty cool. Number 2, Ryan Reynolds schemes with dump teen after she posts hilarious prom photos. We actually covered this one. This is so awesome. When Gabby Dunn's boyfriend dumped her a few days after prom, the high schooler decided to put them to good use and edit the photos a bit. To her delight, Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds was pretty impressed with her Photoshop skills. In fact, he decided to get in on the action a little bit. And he did. He started tweeting back and forth, validating that they were together, which is so absolutely awesome. And I hope the guy that dumped her felt like a schmuck. And number 1, the top celebrity story of the year. Rick Steves sacrifices nest egg to house dozens of homeless women and kids. Travel guru Rick Steves has had more than enough experience with the struggles of finding a safe place to sleep at night. And that's why he's transformed his retirement fund into an apartment complex for families who need it most. That is so cool. And we actually covered that one as well. I think we covered a few of these actually over the last year. So isn't that awesome? Can you imagine giving up your home? That is so very cool. So many wonderful things going on in the world. And you know, as much as it's awesome, everybody who does a random act of kindness, when you see stars that don't have to, you know, they could hoard their money. They could live in that lack mentality, but they choose not to. You know, and I realize some of them are tax write-offs. Don't get all caught up in that, because there's loopholes no matter what. So, you know, I've had this conversation with people before where they degrade a good thing that somebody did because they're like, well, they were looking for tax write-offs. Tax write-offs are a dime a dozen. Like, they really are. If you're an accountant, or you're, you know, there's lots of ways you can hide or put your money. Geez, this is probably not the right way I should be wording this. Maybe not hide your money. But, you know, there's things you can do. A good accountant can shuffle your money around well. You don't have to give it to somebody. And some of these things, there's no receipt. There's nothing except for good energy, except for putting a positive ripple in this big pond of life. So there you go. That's your good news for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and it will all be posted. Well, it will be posted on the Positive Power Facebook page for you to check out at your earliest